everyone, my name is Jamie Adcock. I'm also known as the Running Diva Mom. I'm a running coach and personal trainer for women, and I'm joining you today from my boutique fitness studio located in downtown Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Today, I'm going to demonstrate some lower body and core exercises that you can do with a resistance band with handles like this. A lot of people collect these. They're super portable. You can take them anywhere. They don't require a lot of space, but a lot of people don't know how to use them. So today we're going to specifically work on the lower body. Our first exercise is going to be the monster walk. We're going to be doing this from the standing position. This is going to work the glutes and the legs. Now we're going to step on that band. Feet are about hip width apart. Soften at the knees. Now you probably want a little more resistance with this one, and you can crisscross the handles and switch to the other hand. You're going to want a little tension to the back with those elbows back. Bring those knees forward and drop the hips low. Now make sure that your knees stay mainly over your heels, and don't let those knees come forward too much over the toes. Now we're going to move laterally. We're going to lead with the outside of the hip, outside of the knee, outside of the ankle, and trail with the same on the other side. So little tug, and we're going to take a wide step, widest you can take, and then resist with the trailing foot, keeping those feet hip width apart. You can either go back and forth like this if you're limited on space, or you can go all the way down the length of a room or length of a space, and then go all the way back. Doing that is going to work one side of the body especially harder before you switch to the other. Now as you do this, lock your shoulders, your chest, and your hips up with something in front of you, and don't allow yourself to rotate like this. I'd suggest doing this for about a minute, going back and forth, or about 15 to 20 repetitions to one side before you switch to the other. Exhale out, inhale at center. One more repetition. And relax. Now we're going to slowly untwist, slowly and carefully step off the band, and now you're going to meet me down on your floor. We're going to work our core next. This exercise is not advisable if you have back pain. We're going to go into resistance band leg lifts. We're going to wrap the band around the middle of the bottom of the feet, being very conscious of it not coming around the toes because it may snap back at you. Now we're going to crisscross the tube into an X, and you're probably going to want to hold high on the tube here to get the most resistance. Now make sure your shoulders are in line with the hips, and we're not arching the back, relying on the lower back. You want to use the core to sit tall. Now we're going to tuck the chin in and lay all the way back. Now keep tension on that band. You might even want to tug a little further as we lift both feet. Pull the core to the floor, head, neck, and shoulders down, and lower those feet to the mat. Now, should be feeling this in the core. Should be feeling this in your hip flexors a little bit. Might feel a little bit in those adductors. Now, the wider you bring those feet, the more you'll be challenging your hips, and the more tension you'll have. Head, neck, and shoulders should stay down. If yours are tending to lift off the mat, you can also take a pillow and place it underneath the head. Now, I'd suggest as you get started with this, doing anywhere from 10 to 15 of these, working your way up to about 20 to 25. We're inhaling up, and we're exhaling down. Tilt the pelvis down and back, pulling the belly button to the spine. And give me one more before we lower all the way to the floor. And relax. Now, for this next exercise, we're going to keep this same stance here. Might want to hold higher on the tube again. We're going to go into resistance band roll-ups. Tuck your chin in, giving yourself at least 2 or 3 chins here, and keep the shoulders in line with the hips as we tug on that band and use the belly button down to the pubic bone to return to the seated position. Now your feet should have stayed on the floor with this one. If yours didn't, try to widen your stance a bit. Let's keep the back flat as we lower again, nice and controlled, focusing on the belly button down to the pubic bone, and then engage that again as you return to the seated position. Now the resistance band is here. We're going to be using that resistance, but I want you to focus primarily on using those lower abs down here. Make sure you're not feeling this in your neck. Give me 3 more. I'd suggest starting to do maybe 10 of these as you start, and then again building to maybe 15 to 20 or for the duration of a minute. 1 more and we're going to return to a seated position. And relax. Now slowly step out of that. And now for our last exercise, we're going to go on our stomach for a prone hamstring curl. Now, we're going to take the handle on our band. Let's place it around the bottom of your left foot. So that cushion part of the handle, the straight part, is around the bottom of the foot, and where it attaches to the band is around the top. Now, we're going to hold that in our left hand, same side as the foot, and we're going to go on our stomach here. Now, it's a little tricky to get into position here, so you might have to play around a little bit. Let's bend the elbows so that they're facing away from us, towards the front of your mat. Point your toes. And now you're going to pull really high until you get lots of tension on that tube, and relax the head, neck, and shoulders as best you can. Pull the belly button to the spine, and then push your hip bones into your mat and keep them down. As we go into full flexion here, heel towards the bottom. Now grab a little higher on the tube. Get some more resistance. Keep that tension. Keep the hips down as you lower your toes to the mat. Again, full flexion to the bottom, full extension to the floor. Again, feel free to play around with your grip here. Again, belly button to the spine, hip bones to the mat, no space between your hips and the mat. Now I would suggest doing about 12 to 15 on one side before you switch to the other, and then you can work up to 20 to 25 of these on either side. Squeeze your bottom together as you push those hips down. Give me 3 more, 2 more, last one, and relax. All right, take your time getting out of here, slowly removing that band around from the bottom of your feet. Those were 4 different lower body and core exercises that you can do with a resistance band with handles. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you stop by and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do add more tutorials and exercise videos every single week. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great workout.